Maury's 394 Hyundai is here today with the newly refreshed 2017 Santa Fe. What I'd like to do is show you around the exterior a little bit and then give you a driving review. So while most of the changes take place inside of the Santa Fe, some of them did take place outside. Things like the new front fog lights are going to be different. There's a little bit different of the fascia as well, and some of the side pieces as well as the wheels. Another thing that's really cool about the Santa Fe is that it's offered in so many different levels. You have the Santa Fe Sport, which is going to be the smaller 5-passenger, or you can jump up to this, which is the Santa Fe Limited. The one we have today is the Ultimate, so you get things like the panoramic sunroof, this cool new 360 camera inside with this package as well, and a few other things I can show you. All right, so now we're behind the wheel in the Santa Fe. Again, this is the Limited with the Ultimate package, so you're kind of gonna get all the goodies with this one, so we wanted to show you that just to show you what is optional. Now for 2017, the interior is where most of the changes are going to happen. That being said, there's a lot more safety added into these vehicles that you wouldn't get with the Santa Fe or with the Santa Fe Sport in the previous model. Things like lane departure warning systems, you're going to have a cross traffic alert, and a few other kind of added safety features to make sure when you're in your vehicle, you're as safe as you can be. Now, as far as ride and drive goes, I've spent a lot of time behind the wheel of these Santa Fe's, and I really like the Sport. The Turbo in the Sport model is the one I would get because it's a little more fun to drive, it's a little more spirited. And then when you jump up to this larger Limited, this one with the bucket seats in the back and the V6 is great. That being said, if you ever had to tow anything or you wanted a little more power to maybe get up and go, this would be the model to choose. And that's because the V6 does give you a little more towing capacity, as well as it gives you more space. Say you're dropping the kids off at soccer or hockey practice and you need plenty of room to get all that gear in there. Or maybe you're someone who likes to go kayaking or go up north to the cabin on the weekends. Again, this would be the truck to look at. It's got a little bit longer wheelbase, it gives you more storage room in the back, and that kind of equates to a little bit more of a smoother ride. Not that the Sport is bad, but it rides more like the Tucson, which is a little smaller, a little more kind of city dweller car, where this one can be a little bit better for getting out on the open road and driving. So things I really like inside the Santa Fe. So the larger one with this package, you have the heated steering wheel, which if you haven't had that before, it is awesome. It's definitely a nice feature to have. For the Minnesota winters, I know it's a little chilly today, so it keeps your hands warm. You've got heated and cooled seats in this package as well. So that's kind of the Minnesota Essentials package. It's one of those things, once you have it, it's really difficult to give that up. Another thing that's cool, you have the 115-volt outlet button over here. So if you want, you can actually plug stuff in the back. Whether maybe that's a cooler you have, if they're off at practice, or you're sitting outside at soccer practice waiting for the kids, you can have a cooler running, you can plug in a small TV if you want. The possibilities are endless there. Again, a really nice thing if you're into camping. You can charge up your phones in the back or anything from that matter. So like I mentioned, the ride and drive, it's quiet, it's comfortable, it's a really relaxed seating position. This one's a lot different. 2013 was the first model of this new body style, and so this one, like I mentioned before, gets the updates outside, but inside as well, it's a comfortable place to be. You have your map on one side, you can have your radio on the other, you can stream Bluetooth calls. Everything is so easy in here and pretty simple and straightforward. Some of the manufacturers kind of have a confusing setup, but with the Android Play, if you're using that type of phone, it makes it so simple to use everything in here. And what more can you ask for when you're behind the wheel? You don't want to be confused in your own car. You want to make sure you know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Yeah, 90% of the time, you got to think, how do you use your car? Like I said, if you need more space, if you're looking at maybe a Toyota Highlander or the larger Honda Pilot, I think the Hyundai now is a strong competitor. Maybe 10 years ago, you couldn't say that, but nowadays, this car is certainly one to look at. You have a class-leading warranty, you get the new style, especially with the updates outside that look pretty good. I'd say the Santa Fe is in a pretty competitive market. The new CX-9 is coming out from Mazda, which I've yet to drive, but as far as everything else I've been behind the wheel of, the Santa Fe Limited with the Ultimate package is tough to beat. On behalf of Maury's 394 Hyundai, thanks for watching. Now, if you'd like to schedule your test drive, call, click, or stop by today. Thanks again for watching, and make sure you buy happy.